As the earth is carbon bombed by poisons, I keep it safe. I keep it clean. I keep it here inside with Mega64antine.
I'm Joe Biden, and I approve this message.
You're gonna get a tummy ache cause you ate too much. I predict you're gonna get COVID-19 cause you ain't vaccinated. I predict. Are you gonna get sick? Are you gonna get sick? Are you gonna get sick? I predict.
Hey.
Johnny just watched the Sparks documentary.
I
didn't. To heck with Sparks.
Yeah, those guys.
Don't say the F word.
Oh.
What's your problem, dude?
It is the first. Well, I think we passed the first 30 seconds. I'll bleep it.
They can catch bleeps and they can catch bloops.
We've been getting demonetized so hard on the show. I don't know if you want to get into that.
I wasn't going to get into it, but I might as well. Welcome, everybody, to the most demonetized show on YouTube. You're watching Mega64antine, a.k.a. Quarantine Cast. This is the show that nobody out there wants you to watch. YouTube has been trying to shut us down left and right. We don't even know why. I don't even know what the problem is. They're making up all this BS bullcrap. We're getting striked on this show left and right for stuff we're not even doing. For things we're not even saying.
Things I'm not even showing.
For example, we got like a copyright claim on a Swedish pop song.
Yeah.
We didn't play no dang Swedish pop music on this show.
It was for that video of the lady who was like, I don't want to, you mother effer.
There wasn't even any music in that. And if there was, it was playing in the background of a video where a woman was clearly screaming, mother effer, you're an effing accuser of the brethren. So that's crap. And then that was a couple episodes back. Last week, we got slammed with this. Demonetize. Not advertiser friendly.
Age-gated.
Yeah, age-gated. And then they wouldn't even tell us why. And frankly, last week's episode was
wholesome.
Very wholesome. Very wholesome.
Just like this week's episode.
We went out of our way to not show anybody getting injured or possibly dying or even talk about even
as much as it hurt me to not show those. I pushed through it.
We intentionally toned it down.
Yeah.
Only to have YouTube Big Brother tell us we're inappropriate for their advertisers, AKA we're inappropriate for their viewers.
Yeah.
AKA you guys. Yeah. They don't think you can handle what we're talking about on this show. And they've told us as much for multiple weeks in a row. Well, you know what, YouTube? I don't give an F. F off.
Yeah, you hear that, Susan? You listen to that, Susan?
Susan YouTube.
Susan YouTube.
We're going to continue to do the show. We're going to continue to do it. I don't care if it's demonetized. Yeah. I guess we're doing it for fun.
For free.
For free. Welcome to the show, everybody. We're here just to have fun today. We're here to kick it with some buds. We ain't getting paid to do this. I'm fired up. Not that I care, because honestly, I don't even look at that stuff. But to find out that it's been demonetized, you were the one who told me. Week after week after week, then I started to take it personally.
Yeah, I'm just not sure what YouTube does, like behind the scenes. Like, do they show it? Do they serve it up less if it gets demonetized? I'm not sure.
It doesn't feed into the algorithm.
Yeah.
It doesn't get discovered.
No.
They're trying to hold us back.
They're holding us back.
They're trying to keep us down.
This show is too good, and the world needs to see it.
This show is too good to fail. It's going to take us a little while to get over, but then we're going to get over big time, and we're going to be superstars because of content like this. Hit him with it, Johnny.
Oh.
Yeah, I see it.
This is Andrew Giuliani being mad about his dad getting disbarred.
Hi, my fellow Americans. Today it's my fellow Americans, not just my fellow New Yorkers. As you may have heard recently,
I like the
few minutes
cinematography
ago,
here.
My father's law license was suspended.
Yeah, nothing really
by
funny
the New
happens
York
in this
State
video. It's just
the headspace.
Yeah, it's just like, why did he film this?
Why
Now,
are
the 5 judges
your tripod's
who
too
ruled on it,
big,
Judge Rolando
Andrew?
Acosta,
I have a theory
Judge
that
Diane
he just set
Renwick,
this up on his
Judge
car.
Sally
Andrew, you want to put it on the hood of your
Manser
car, not on the roof.
Davis, sorry,
It's-
Judge Judith Gishi and Judge
Can't even read.
I would
Barbara
maybe
Kaepernick.
practice
All 5 of them
pronunciation
are
a little bit.
Democrats.
You know, he's not a
3 of which
professional filmmaker. He's not a
No.
professional actor.
5 to nothing.
He definitely like
Democrats
leaks hair dye a lot less
Republicans
often than
on
his
there.
dad.
Again,
Yeah.
this is just
And I'm a little bit disappointed that he's legitimately outdoing his father when it comes to parking lot selection, because he got like a nice
Yeah, look at
woodland
this.
parking lot. It's kind of serene. Nothing like the porn shop from the last parking lot I remember seeing Rudy Giuliani.
This is definitely a golf course, right?
This is unacceptable.
I don't know, you know, might be a nice nature trail. Maybe he's going to go for a jog in this suit just to get all the stress out. You can see this guy just running through the woods.
I wish that there was someone else filming him from far away.
What kind of comb do you need to get your hair that wiry?
I don't know.
There's like a combination. That's like 5 straight minutes of hairspray and combing.
So there's that. I'm surprised. Yeah, I think he's gonna be a problem. I could see it. I see it coming. He's gonna be a silly guy.
I mean, I think it'd be a treat. Let's not forget that Rudy Giuliani hosted SNL and was
Ooh, yeah.
hilarious. Hilarious.
Yeah.
Just such a treat. It's been hard times out there, and a lot of people lost their job.
Yes.
And, you know, you want to go to a bar where everybody knows your name. You want to have...
Maybe that's why we got demonetized.
Yeah, because my singing
You're
is...
too good. You're
is-
like perfect pitch.
Yeah, copyright claim, my singing. You want to have that communal experience, but you don't have the money? I have your solution, folks.
What's that?
Because there's a bar in Massachusetts that will be that has been accepting Monopoly money. Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
You heard right. They, I guess, in a bid to get included in a local edition of Monopoly, this place called Ralph's Tavern was holding an event where for 2 hours they were accepting Monopoly money to pay for food and beverages at the tavern. That's cool. That's a good
Yeah.
deal. But do you have a copy of Monopoly?
No.
Yeah. Which means you'd have to run out and spend real money just to get the Monopoly dollars
How?
to spend at the bar.
Yeah, I would have to go to my grandma's house or
Yeah,
something.
exactly. You'd have to rob your
Yeah.
grandma of her Monopoly.
Dude.
You're like getting in there, and then if your grandma sees you, she's gonna be like, "Oh, Johnny!" You'd break her heart. So you got to put this mask on.
Yeah.
and you got to, get the crowbar out and very quietly kink open grandma's window.
Yeah.
and start prowling in there. You're like, "Oh fuck, dude, a fucking operation. Get the fucking battleship. Oh yeah, baby, it's the Monopoly money." You start getting the 500s and the hundreds. You could walk out with like $10,000. Go have a good night at the bar.
Yeah. The bar's gonna build so many fucking hotels. It's gonna be wild.
I hope Ralph's Tavern gets on the local edition of Monopoly, and I wouldn't mind owning that copy of Monopoly.
Me too.
Now that
What
we've
is
talked
that
about it on the
called?
show.
Like
It just said Massachusetts.
Oh,
I guess it's the
Massachusetts.
entire state of Massachusetts.
Do they make state versions of?
According to this story, they do.
Damn, Parker Brothers out here trying to get people to buy games they're never gonna play.
Yeah. Speaking of Parker Brothers coming out here trying to get you, this next story
Yeah.
is terrifying. I was trying to think of the right word, but I think scary. Scary is the word to describe this one. Researchers are warning that advertisers might start coming for you in your dreams.
Like that Futurama episode?
What's the Futurama episode?
Yeah, he starts having dreams about like his dreams have advertisements in them.
I guess there are reports recently
Yeah.
that companies like Xbox, Coors, and Burger King
Okay.
have been teaming up with scientists researching something they call dream incubation advertising,
That literally happened in Futurama. That's wild.
where they attempt to engineer advertisements into consumers' dreams. by playing
Scary.
audio and video clips
I don't like that.
while people are asleep. Now, a team of 40 dream researchers are coming out with an open letter calling on regulations for dream incubation advertising. They worry that these
We are the virus.
Yes. They worry that these companies might start using smart devices like Alexa and your smart speakers and stuff to monitor your sleep cycles so that they will know when you're asleep and start subtly just putting out
Like Santa Claus.
subliminal messages so that you're dreaming of a Coors Light, so that you're dreaming of getting a Whopper. I
feel like that
think
would
that's pretty
backfire.
crazy. I think that's pretty psychotic and
Yeah.
kinda, like unethical. Stop! Don't fuck with our brain chemistry. I'm trying to
Gabe Newell,
Refresh.
when the recent Half-Life game came out for VR,
yeah.
he kept saying really scary things that really haunted me for a while, where he was just like, they were like, oh, the VR, is that the future? And he was like, it's really easy to program a human brain to thinking that it feels heat or cold. And the interviewer was like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
He kept saying shit like that.
Guy.
He was like, yeah, it's really easy to trick the brain. We have an interview as well today, if you want to bring that
Oh, did
up.
Gabe Newell say that?
We have Gabe Newell. No, we have a friend of the show, director Brendan Steere on the horn. Director of such films as VelociPastor.
You're kind of making this awkward, bro.
Sorry.
Yeah,
I'll pass it off to you. You're the better
okay.
setter up.
Well, you went from a hard Gabe Newell scary interview
sorry, I forgot that.
into our interview. Our interview today is a lot less terrifying than Gabe Newell talking about virtual reality.
Yeah.
Because we are talking to Johnny's friend. The director of VelociPastor. We sat down with Brendan and kind of talked about,
Yeah.
we talked about a lot, but a running theme on this show is that we are super unprofessional and the audio quality is terrible and we don't know how to do our jobs well.
What?
And we lost the first 10 minutes of this interview.
Yeah.
Sadly.
But we made up for it.
Well, we attempted to talk about how a person goes from just fucking around in art school, in film school, having some ideas that are pretty crazy and honestly, stuff that maybe a lot of people wouldn't really think would go very far.
Yeah.
An idea like VelociPastor. How do you get a movie like that made and then have it turn into this cultural phenomenon where it's on Amazon Prime, it's tearing through the film festival circuit. We actually got all kinds of wild stories from Brendan about stuff like, this politician in Spain started getting called the VelociPastor, and that made the movie more famous.
Mm-hmm.
It was a conversation about kind of the cultural zeitgeist behind his movie, how that happened, how he made the movie. It's a story that involves perhaps the Chinese mafia, getting thousands of dollars in text messages, convincing your school to fund a dinosaur suit that they don't use, and you steal it and save it for years and years and years. It's a really, really fascinating interview.
Oh, yeah, it's great.
We're going to hop into it right now, but I will say it's going to start a little rough. You're going to start mid-conversation.
Yeah. Similar to, that's how Joe Rogan does it. So we wanted to do that style.
We were talking about how you guys met.
Yeah,
in film school.
Yeah, we went to film school together and we were just kind of reminiscing.
Apparently you guys would hang out in class together that he wasn't in, but you were, or vice versa.
Yeah, he would be in my production class a lot and we'd hang out with my teacher, Chris Newman, famous sound person, Chris Newman. He did sound on The Godfather, The Exorcist. He has an Oscar. Shouts out Chris Newman.
Maybe we should be interviewing Chris Newman.
I could probably get him, but he fucking hated me. That's a tangent for another day.
We'll save that story for when we come back. Enjoy this conversation we have with the director of VelociPastor, Brendan Steere.
And it's like, I don't know. I enjoy that aspect of it. And as is apparent in VelociPastor, where the whole point of the movie in many ways is to like break that apart. It's like, and just sort of be like, yeah, there's no CGI. It's a person in a costume, and it sucks, and I love it. And yeah, no attempt at realism, I will say.
I watched it, and at no point did I ever think, "Where's the CGI in this movie?" I was never expecting CGI, and I didn't miss it. So
no, me neither. I remember very early on somebody asked me if the dinosaur was going to be CGI. And I was like, fuck no, what are you talking about? That's like the whole point of the movie is to have it be not that.
Yeah, it definitely benefits from actually having a dinosaur on set.
Yeah, something handmade, something physical that like the audience can look at and sort of puzzle out how you even get inside of it. Like that's kind of part of the fun of it, I think. Yeah.
Where did you get that VelociPastor, the raptor costume? Did you make that yourself?
No. So this is strange. When I was in high school, I was a member of the film club, and every year we did a movie. And one year we had a budget, and we were going to do a remake of a movie called The Last Dinosaur from the 70s. And the class advisor paid some dude in Pennsylvania $7,000 to make that costume with the school's money. So we ended up not shooting The Last Dinosaur because the script was too violent, said the principal. But he did not ask for the costume back. So that costume just stayed in my basement for the better part of a decade, and is there to this day. I have no idea who made it. I just think it's an incredible
score.
Thing. It's like a member of my family now.
So you basically built your whole career off of some random occurrence that happened to you in high school film club.
Yeah, dude.
That's fate, really. There's no other word for it. It was meant to be.
I like to think so. I just sort of am like, oh. So also, I should mention here, this is actually the VelociPastor feature. Is the second version of it. I had done a fake trailer for it in 2011 using the same costume.
Okay.
Because it was right around the time Grindhouse came out. That was like really novel to me at that time still, like making a fake trailer.
Yeah.
And when I put it online, it was the first video that I had made essentially that had over 15 views. It was, for me, it got about 30, 40K. And for me, especially at the time, I was just like, holy shit, that's viral,
Yeah.
Because it was like when everything else on my channel was literally, I don't know, 11 views. And there was one that was in the tens of thousands. It just felt like, oh my God. We were featured on G4 gaming television. Nice. And that was the first time I tried to kickstart it back in 2011, and it didn't go, and so I shelved it. I made Animosity, and after Animosity, which is a very dark and disturbing horror film.
Oh, I'm sorry. VelociPastor, the idea came before Animosity?
It did.
So the whole VelociPastor thing, just to recap what you just said, you had the costume, Grindhouse came out, and you just thought, fake trailers are cool. I'm going to use my school's costume and make a fake trailer.
Essentially, yeah.
So the original VelociPastor trailer, how long was that?
4 minutes.
4 minutes, and did it have the same actor in it?
No, actually, the only holdover is the costume, I think.
Wow.
I think the costume is the only thing that's the same in both.
And I guess your brother is in it as well, right?
That is true. Oh my God, actually, yeah, that's true. My dad is in both. In the original trailer, the guy who plays Father Stewart, who is my biological father, he makes a brief appearance in it. He runs by and gets eaten by the costume. So yeah, they are the only two holdovers.
Is that trailer still online?
It is, yeah. Yeah, you can find it. It's a little hard to... It's definitely at my YouTube channel.
Okay.
But of course, if you look up VelociPastor trailer now, you'll get the other one.
The feature length, yeah.
Exactly. But yeah, you can still find that. It's still online.
Wow. Okay. So you made that trailer. You tried to kickstart it. That didn't really work out. Then you do a Kickstarter for Animosity. You get 14K. You make Animosity. It's your film school thesis. Everybody in your film school is like, this guy made a fucking movie.
That's what I said.
He's the #1 student in our class.
That's what I said.
So
it was exactly Johnny actually cornered me in my dorm room and just kept screaming that at me.
I punched the wall next to your head.
How was the movie? How was Animosity received?
Oh, well, it was received well, critically. The problem with Animosity as a film is that it's very good, but something happens about halfway through the movie that changes the entire movie, right? It recontextualizes everything you just saw and makes the rest of the movie interesting and good. But unfortunately, that occurs about 50 minutes into the movie. So you can't put that in the pitch. So the pitch sounds like a couple moves to a house in the middle of the woods and bad things happen. And it's like, that's the most boring pitch in the fucking world. So of course nobody saw it because nobody knew who I was. And so it was just like, with a pitch like that, you basically got to be like, a couple moves to the house in the middle of the woods and bad things happen. Trust me, I'm good at this. You know, like that pitch might work. but you know, because it was my first feature and because there were no stars in it or anything, basically nobody saw it. So for the second feature, I learned my lesson. And I was sort of like, what's the most pitchable movie I could make? Okay. Like, what's the one where the log line will immediately tell people if they're in or not? And
you already had this viral trailer, right?
Exactly. And I honestly, the other thing was truly, I couldn't stop thinking about it. Like, I kept coming up with more ideas for VelociPastor. So as much as I sort of wanted to originally, when I first got out of film school, be like a very serious horror director, I decided it was like genuinely more artistically true to myself to make VelociPastor. And it sounds ridiculous, but it's true. I was sort of like, this actually is like what I think I'm supposed to do right now, kind of thing.
Cool. So, did you try? That's when you did your second Kickstarter for VelociPastor?
Correct.
How'd that go? Was it like, hey, Uncle Bob, Animosity was a big hit. We need your support on our next film. Was that essentially the route?
Kind of. I was also sort of just like, I don't know. I was in a really not a great place personally. So I didn't like devote a whole ton of time to running the Kickstarter or the crowdfunder, I should say. But the one thing the crowdfunder did bring us is our lead actor, who happened to work at the company called Seed and Spark, and literally wrote me an email once we posted it on the site and was like, hey, I know this is weird. My name's Greg. I'm an actor too, and I'd really love to audition for your movie. And I was sort of like, all right, crowdfunder guy, sure. And he sent in a self-tape, and I was immediately like, fuck, that's the guy. Like, that's him. That is the dude. And yeah, we're really close friends now. So I'm happy that the crowdfunder failed because it brought us Greg. And I think he makes the movie what it is in a lot of ways.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah. He's great. He's the lead actor for a reason. He's the glue.
He is. and he, you know what it was, is he immediately understood the Shatner thing. Like, he immediately understood how to deliver a line in a way that is both like almost painfully sincere, but also like a little off Like there's something like a little wrong about the delivery.
Yeah.
And he is in fact a very capable and good actor. He's that is part of his performance, is he's definitely doing that on purpose. And yeah, he's just a very, very talented man and a hell of a nice guy.
Dude, that's great. So you met your main actor from this Kickstarter, but you didn't have any funding for the film. So where do you go from there? Well,
because everything in the making of this movie is like some sort of bizarre cosmic joke. The woman I was seeing at the time, her mom happened to be well connected in the Chinese art world. And her mom wrote, I had, of course, I was living with this woman at the time, so she was aware I was like kind of struggling. She was aware that like I had written the script and I just didn't know what to do with it. So her mom sent me a text and was like, hey, from Germany, and was like, hey, how much money do you need to make the movie? And, as I'm sure you guys know, when people will sometimes come to you with things like this and it never goes anywhere. Like it's always somebody very well-meaning that will hear the amount you actually need and then be like, oh, never mind. And so I said back to Martina, I think we could do it for like 35,000. And 4 hours later, that money was in my bank account because there was a rich Chinese woman who wanted to invest in a film. I think it was money laundering. I'm not entirely sure. She never asked for anything, and after a year stopped communicating with me. The investor, not my girlfriend's mom. And so,
So was there any sort of like arrangement in place? Like this person is going to own a part of the movie. They're the executive producer. They want a credit. Nothing? Did this investor even get a credit in the film?
She does.
Okay,
she wanted, but she did not ask for it. I put it there because I thought it was the right thing to do. But yeah, what she asked for was Chinese distribution rights.
Okay.
And so and I was like, fucking fine. Like nobody's ever going to see this movie, so why not?
Wow. Can we just pause and I just want to acknowledge your movie got funded because some random person text messaged you, how much money do you need? And then gave you that number in exchange for quote unquote Chinese distribution rights. Which, as an American filmmaker coming out of film school, who the fuck cares about Chinese distribution rights?
I mean, Marvel cares.
Yeah, what are you, like, making the Great Wall with fucking Mark Wahlberg? Like, Chinese distribution? Who gives a shit?
That was sort of how I felt, and I was kind of like, truly, if you, hindsight is 20/20, of course. Yeah. But if you had told me in 2015, when all of this started going down, that like VelociPastor was going to be the film that like blew up, I would not have believed you. So to me at the time, I was just like, I just want to make another movie. I'm gonna make this one, and then I'll probably move on to something more serious that, like, I don't know, I'll figure it out. But sure enough, that is how it got funded. Wow. It got funded by a rando who I have never met. Actually, I'm not entirely sure she speaks English.
Bro. You ever read that book, The Secret?
Yes.
I never believed in it until this conversation.
Yeah, Brendan willed this into
I
existence.
don't believe in manifesting until I talked to the guy who just decided, I'm going to make a movie about a raptor priest. Who's going to fund it? And
China.
Just some investor from China text messages you.
And like somebody, and honestly, it's so funny because so much of VelociPastor was like that. It was the easiest shoot I've ever been on. Like everything went right for this movie.
You got the poster there too.
I love this poster. A guy in the UK drew that for us. His name's Michael Gangreal. I love that mock-up of it. But he truly nothing went wrong. It was like astonishing. I kept sort of like waiting for the other shoe to drop. I kept waiting for a scene to not work or not be funny or just whatever. And that never happened. I don't know. It was truly um, miraculous, if you will.
Yeah.
And
So,
sorry.
go ahead. What?
I was gonna say I really love how after the film came out, didn't it sort of become a meme in Mexico or something? If you could elaborate on that.
So once the film came out, so really quick thing at the timeline, just to put it all in context for people.
Oh, sure.
So we shot in 2016. I edited the film later that year, and we premiered in Portland, Oregon, in 2017. And nothing happened. It was sort of like,
Why Portland? Were you just submitting to any film festival you could?
Correct.
Okay.
And they were the most prestigious one that would sort of take it. And it was a wonderful film festival. They were really nice people, but okay. And I think we got into like 3 or 4 festivals. It was something like that. I know we were up at Buffalo Dreams in Buffalo, New York. There are like a couple that we went to, but it did okay. We secured distribution, and that was that. When the film went like viral, the way that happened was twofold. It was festival coordinators talking, actually. I kept getting all of these emails from other festival coordinators that I did not submit to, being like, hey, we saw your trailer. My buddy that runs this festival said your film like fucking killed. Do you mind if we play it?
Okay.
And I'm like, yeah, of course. Like, yeah, I just sort of am like, yeah, this is good. And the other thing was, our distribution company, Wild Eye Distribution, they did their version of the poster that became the meme, and they released it on April 20th, 2019, which was the day before Easter. So it was 420, and it was Easter weekend, and it just, I can only assume that was planned by them. But yeah, it came out, and that was when it sort of like took off and went viral, including in Spain, because Spain at the time was having presidential elections, and one of the candidates was apparently an ex-priest who was very right-wing, almost fascist. And so one of their political reporters, I translated her article and was kind of like, what she was saying was sort of like, I don't agree with anything this man says. I think he's going to be terrible for our country. And, on the internet today, I actually saw a trailer for some movie called VelociPastor, and I think this dude's the real VelociPastor. And so for a week or two, they called him that.
That's amazing.
It was astonishing. It was like, it really, it was after that fateful 420 was when things really turned around, and it sort of, it became an actual sort of internet-wide meme.
Yeah, and then the rest is history, because it was released and everybody saw it. Is there another VelociPastor in the works? Are you making a sequel?
Yeah, we're actually negotiating funding now, which is very exciting.
Is this a known thing? Has this been announced? Do people know about the sequel?
I believe so.
Okay. We're not breaking any news here.
It's always very strange to me, because I still put it this way. I remember that I wrote a script called Outback Dracula with Jesse, and I tweeted a video of me doing the first printing of it that was just going to go through and do script edits. And within 4 or 5 hours of me posting that, some major news site was like, the director of the VelociPastor announced his next project, and I'm like, I did not. I was printing a script. So, but yeah, it was. So I'm still getting used to that. Honestly, I'm still not entirely. It's very weird to me that I am somewhat of a fringe figure in film now. It's incredible. It's humbling. But it's also sort of like fucking weird. I'm still navigating that a little bit. But yeah, we are doing the VelociPastor 2. and I am very excited for it. We finished the script maybe a month or two ago, and I feel just really strongly about it. I think it'll fucking blow people away. I'm very excited.
Did COVID get in the way at all of production?
God, yes. So the funny thing was, the original plan was to make Outback Dracula the sequel. It was sort of going to be like an anthology series, basically, like where each one is just a different wacky tale, sort of in the same tone, you know.
Right.
And we had somebody had committed to a quite large budget for it, and they had to back out because of COVID. And it just fell through. So such things happen. But the other thing, and I was devastated. I have gotten over it, but it was not, I'm being very flippant about it now, but it was rough.
You secured funding for the sequel, and then COVID hit, and your investor pulled funding for your movie?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Correct. Because it was
move.
Well, and to their credit, they were sort of like, hey, look, they were a smaller company.
Okay.
And they were kind of like, hey, look, it's July and nothing's changing, and we might have to go bankrupt. So it was like one of those things.
Did you try to tell them, like, I'll film it right now? Was that ever an option?
I honestly, it was not.
Okay.
I was too sort of like, it was also at the height of the George Floyd protests. It was like sort of everything. It was in that period of COVID where everything just felt brutally dark.
Yeah. Like the world was falling apart.
A little
It's not
bit,
the time to make
yeah.
VelociPastor 2.
Yeah, and the other thing was that the other thing that occurred to me once they dropped out was that basically one of the other odd things about VelociPastor as just a project was the final time we sort of took a step, we leveled up in virality, I guess, was at the very, very beginning of 2020. It was January. Somebody posted it on Reddit, and I jumped in and did an AMA.
Okay.
And that was sort of the biggest viral push, because at that moment, the first time I went viral, it was just the poster and the trailer. When it went viral on Reddit, it was out on Amazon Prime, so people could actually watch it. And so I did that AMA, I think, for 13 hours, responding to every comment, talking to every person, telling them to show their friends. They would come back with questions, having watched it during the convo, you know? It was so fun. But what that meant was that maybe a month after that AMA happened, COVID happened. And so all of these people had added it to their Amazon queue. And so over the course of COVID, very, very consistently, it sort of just kept going up. Like slowly but steadily, more and more people would watch it, more and more people would write to me and be like, I'm actually happy that it came out when it did, or hit when it did, because it's a very silly movie, and I love that about it. And the most common thing that somebody would say to me in a DM was like, hey, my entire month has been awful, and this was the only thing that made me happy this month, so thanks. And I was sort of like, it was a really beautiful thing to receive pretty consistently during COVID, especially when I myself, of course, as everybody, was struggling with what it all meant. So it helped a lot. It helped me personally. And of course, it was good for the movie, because it's like when everybody's trapped inside with nothing to do, it's like, why not watch the Dinosaur Priest film?
Yeah,
I feel just have fun.
I feel like this is another like secret moment, because Like you did get funding, but for an anthology film, and now you have all these new fans and new people to go along with you as you make VelociPastor 2. And I feel like that's just gonna you make it even more successful now.
I thank you. I hope so. I my genuine feeling with it is sort of like, I want to make it, of course, fun and funny again. It's a comedy. It's a sequel to the VelociPastor. But at the same time, there's part of me that wants to be like, to not fuck around. To be like, yeah, I shot VelociPastor in 2016. It's 2021. I am 5 years older. I've changed. Things have changed. The world has changed. And like, to have it kind of reflect that would be very fun and cool. And if I can do that while still making it funny, hell yeah, dude. So I'm hoping that it'll come together the way I see it. And I'm confident it. But I just don't know when we'll fucking shoot it. So
well, things are starting to go seemingly back to normal now. At least here in California, things are opening up. So
yeah, it seems like everybody communally in Los Angeles decided that the pandemic was over last week.
Yep.
And honestly, I'm like not opposed.
Yeah.
I'm sort of like,
I was in Los Angeles last weekend and it was crazy. Crazy. I was in Little Tokyo and then I went down to Santa Monica at the pier, and both of those places were like Comic-Con. Thousands of people. It was insanity.
I was in Little Tokyo this weekend too, actually, and briefly, and it was.
Oh yeah, were you lining up to go into Anime Jungle? Because I was, and it was like an hour wait. I felt like I was at Disneyland. Like we're all going in here to look at wall scrolls.
Yeah.
Like, for real? What's funny? I almost went into Anime Jungle and I took one look down into like that little basement area and I was like, nope. Brendan's good out here.
Dude, I lined up thinking this line will go fast. Yeah. And literally like 45 minutes later, I was halfway through it. Like, okay, that's an hour of my life I'm not getting back. Let's get out of here.
That was, I went through that once, which was not in Little Tokyo, not at Anime Jungle, but for Amoeba. When Amoeba Records reopened, it was like the second or third day, and I was like, that to me, emotionally was like the end of the pandemic when Amoeba opened again.
Okay.
And so I was like, fuck it, I'm going to Amoeba, and I stood in that line for almost 3 hours to go to Amoeba. It was like, and it was totally a sunk cost fallacy. It was the same thing where I was just sort of like, this will go fast, and then after like 90 minutes, I'm like, well, I've been here for 90 minutes.
I know.
And at this point, I'm going to be more angry if I walk away than if I just stick it out.
It's a bummer, like, after all this quarantine, this is the society we return to. Waiting in line to go shop for anime and records.
Yep.
Please, no.
Oh, I went to a museum yesterday, and I was baffled. Like, the mask mandate has been done for, like, one day.
Yeah.
And to see just so many people be like, yeah, fuck it, it's over. Boom. I'm out here.
Yeah.
I'm seeing people coughing and shit. I'm like, bro, we're still in this, and you put your fucking mask back on.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Well,
I must admit, I do still wear the mask.
Same.
I'm sort of like, less so outside, but if it's an interior environment, I'm just sort of like, I've been vaccinated for months, but, the real shitty thing is that it's actually, because it became politicized, it is also like a very strange statement that you have to sort of make, or at least be cognizant of. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see.
I love we've gone all the way around the world from like, don't force me to wear a mask to, I don't even want you wearing a mask. Yeah. Don't force me to wear a mask, but also you're an idiot if you do wear one.
And also to the other side of it where people are like, let's just keep the masks. And I'm like, I don't want to. I actually don't. Like, I really don't. and it's like, I'm grateful for the protection they offered me. And I will continue to wear it probably for a month or so. but I'm sort of like, yeah, I am looking forward to being able to remove it. I must admit.
I'm
It's
not the
fun.
like all or nothing type of
Yeah.
person. Everything's not black and white to me. It's not like throw the mask in the garbage or bolt it to your face.
Yeah.
You know, it's like I'll put it on when I think I need it, and I'll take it off when I feel cool.
Yeah, it's almost like it's contextual to what situation you're in is. What
Go
a
figure.
wonder. Yeah. Yeah.
Brendan, it's been a wonderful conversation, and we really appreciate you coming on here and telling us kind of everything about VelociPastor, your journey from before, during, and after. I think your story is super inspiring to filmmakers out there who have an idea that they think is psychotic, that they think will never get made. Like, who on earth will fund my movie?
China.
Listen to your story, and I think the moral is don't worry about that.
Yeah,
Just
it'll come to you.
move forward and see what happens.
Yeah, I agree with you. Honestly, I think that look, I am lucky. A part of it is luck. And that's just true. It's the capriciousness of the internet. Like, I think the virality was to a degree luck. But I will say this: you, as an artist, as a filmmaker, do to an extent make your own luck. Like, you have to show up for it. Like, when that AMA happened, I found out about that because my friend's husband texted me and was like, hey, dude, your movie poster's on the front page of Reddit. I was driving for Postmates at that moment, and I pulled over into a McDonald's, and I spent 4 hours in that parking lot because that was work. I was suddenly like, to keep this going, I need to appear for this. And I think the other thing is endurance. I really think it's it is just moving forward and understanding that the movie that will hit, or if something will hit, is completely unpredictable. Like completely unpredictable. I truly did not.
You never even thought your movie would hit.
I know. Yeah, I did not. I was just sort of like, this is something I need to do, and I think the world will be better if I do it. Like you know, make the thing you want to see in a theater. And eventually, if you do it, I think long enough and with enough good intentions, people will eventually respond. I really do think that that's sort of, it's that plus a bit of luck. And I don't know, that's how I got here.
I've heard that, I've heard a lot of people say that luck is preparation meets timing.
Yeah.
That when the opportunity arrives at the right time, if you're prepared to take it, then that's a really lucky moment.
In film school, I felt like Brendan was the only one who was like completing scripts. It was always a lot of people be like, this is my idea, this is this. And Brendan's like, here's my feature, here's a second feature. Like, he was always writing, and I feel like it's just a matter of time.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get it done.
It is. Yeah, and the other thing is, to that endurance and to what Johnny's talking about, it's like one thing that drove me crazy in film school was when people would make really good films and then not finish them. I knew so many talented filmmakers that would like make this really good work, and then kind of hoard it on a hard drive. And sometimes the film was legitimately unfinished, and maybe you shouldn't show it. But there were other times that the film was fine, and they should have put it online, because you never know which one will go. And I think part of the creative process, part of becoming a better filmmaker, is kind of gauging that interest.
Yeah.
It is the shitty process of sitting in a theater for the first time you screen a film and being terrified. Because let me tell you, you'll remember what they laugh at, and you'll remember the parts they don't. And you will go home and you will change your edit. And it's like, that stuff's important, but you have to put it out there. You have to put it into the world. Otherwise, it's never going to it's never going to help you on a hard drive. And it might not help you in the real world, but it might. And so I think that there's value in completion, honestly, in like getting it done, putting it somewhere, and moving on or following up or whatever the hell you need to do. So
there you just said it, and I feel like that's the beautifully put, and I feel like we should end on that note.
Yeah, do you have anything you want to plug, Brendan?
Where can people find your movies or your social media?
I am at Brendan Steere on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I just got a TikTok, I only post videos of my typewriter, I think.
Nice.
I don't quite get TikTok yet, but I do have one. And so that's where I am. The film is The VelociPastor. It's at The VelociPastor as one word on Twitter, Instagram, all that stuff. Right now I'm just sort of pursuing smaller personal projects, but hopefully very soon we'll have more info on VP2. And I will definitely not be quiet about it. So if you guys want to find out about that, definitely follow me and follow the film, and we'll keep you updated.
Awesome. Well, we've been talking to Brendan Steere, everybody, director, writer, man behind the VelociPastor. Thanks, man. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you, Brendan.
Yeah, thank you guys so much for having me. This was fun.
All right, we're back, everybody.
We're back.
Hope you enjoyed that. Thank you to Brendan for talking to us. And that was fun.
I really liked that interview a lot. I feel like we really got into it. It's a fun time.
This would make a good movie. Maybe, instead of VelociPastor, whatever, make a script out of this. This is an awkward transition back into this news story. Check this out. Police break up an exorcism in a Pennsylvania Home Depot.
It just the layers kept happening.
Now,
what the fuck?
I'm not sure what exactly was going on here. But apparently in Lackawanna County, Pennsylvania, police were called to a Home Depot after bad behavior was reported in the lumber aisle. Apparently, according to reports, there was an exorcism being held, quote, for the trees that had been turned into lumber. Whatever that means.
Is it like that video of the people who cried for the fallen trees? Did you ever see that video?
I have not.
Oh, I should pull that next week.
Home Depot reportedly did not press any charges, but the disorderly people were escorted out of the lumber aisle. And reports are they were having an exorcism. There's not an actual video of the exorcism. Mm-hmm. But I did find a video of the local news covering the story, unironically.
Yeah.
They don't have any more information than I do, other than watch out when you're going to Home Depot in Pennsylvania, because apparently there are demonic possessions happening there. The police are getting in the way of the good citizens who are trying to rectify the situation.
So they were trying to exorcise the trees?
Bro, have you seen The Exorcist?
No.
You've never seen The Exorcist?
No, I've seen a lot of clips and sections of it. It was on TV a lot when I was a kid.
Well, so I'm going to assume you don't have a familiarity with the demon Pazuzu and all of his abilities to possess not only a little girl, but Pazuzu makes the candelabra explode with fire. People from The Exorcist know what I'm talking about. Pazuzu's face appears in furniture. Pazuzu, the statue, can appear in the little girl's bedroom randomly. You don't want to fuck with these exorcism demons. They could show up anywhere. They could even show up in the lumber aisle of Home Depot. And you know what? The friggin' cops in America are so twisted. They're going to be on the side of the demons. Just kidding. I actually had two stories. I had two accounts of it.
Okay.
I had two stories of it.
Speaking of demons, I think this guy has some.
I'd like to know how it feels to work for the worst, most cowardly, loser of a library I believe I have ever seen in my entire life. I cannot believe on your message you don't have anything about closing early for COVID or any other garbage that you guys are spewing. How about opening up and actually get some freaking work done, you losers? Received.
So, yeah, that's, sir, this is a library. I don't know how bad you wanted.
I am
I was blown away by that.
conflicted
Yeah.
because on one hand,
He wants to learn.
I'm impressed by how much passion and emotion this
Yeah.
man has invested into the public library system.
Yeah.
That's commendable. I wish everyone in America was as passionate about libraries as
Dude.
that guy is.
That's true. Yeah.
But maybe a little bit too impatient and unforgiving considering COVID-19. We can assume that hours everywhere are reduced, especially a place that 0.01% of the population uses,
Yeah.
like your local public library. By the way, libraries are amazing.
Oh, yeah. I love libraries.
A lot of libraries have like DVD
Yeah.
collections and Blu-ray collections. Some of them even have video game collections. And it's like an old school Blockbuster that's way cheaper and pretty cool. Why do I keep getting fucking messages today?
Every episode.
Dude, I've been getting assaulted with like robocalls and stupid messages. Don't worry, everybody. I'm gonna mute my phone live on camera here.
Yeah. I feel like a lot of libraries have a lot of out of print DVDs and stuff now.
Yeah,
I think it's like
it's a great resource.
turn the corner of being cool. You can find stuff that is hard to find at most libraries. And I feel like people steal from libraries a lot. Don't do that. Support your local libraries. Don't be like that guy, though. Don't yell at them over the phone.
A search is on for a COVID-19 patient who escaped out of a 6th floor window in an Osaka hotel.
That guy's dead.
No.
Oh.
So, I guess since the early days of COVID, Japan has been cracking down on people who even show symptoms, isolating them and quarantining them to save space in their hospitals and to utilize their tourist infrastructure that would otherwise be unused. They've been putting quarantined COVID patients into hotel rooms.
Okay. Since there's like not a lot of travel happening, I'm sure.
Not a lot of travel happening, and they're really concerned with getting COVID eradicated before the Olympics return. Well, apparently this month, a man in his 20s was hotelized in an Osaka hotel on the 6th floor, and nurses were checking in on him daily when they found that he stopped responding to his daily phone calls. They went into the room and found that the window had been broken open and the man was gone. This hotel had security guards stationed at the stairs and entrances to make sure that people weren't coming and going. And they had security cameras all over the hotel. Nobody saw this guy escape. Now, people in Osaka are frantically trying to locate this guy because they're worried that he might start another COVID outbreak in Japan before the Olympics.
Why do you have to get out?
I found this story from some worldwide news media outlets, and they got some Japanese, like local Japanese people on the street to respond to this story. And I feel like these quotes are just some of the most like Japanese sounding news quotes ever. So
I'm here for this.
I'm just gonna read them. Some of them are goofy, some of them are just like kind of lame. So it's like, sounds like he's not a serious case. That's one. Another person said maybe he went up to the roof and had an accomplice pick him up in a helicopter. Ho. Here's a great one. It's a real crazy climber.
It's a real crazy climber.
Another person commented, this is like the beginning of a season of 24, a bioterrorist on the loose.
That sounds more like Resident Evil.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Bioterrorist.
Yeah, and last one is this is how zombie movies start. So that guy
that just says COVID stop.
COVID stop. Wait, what is it?
Oh wait, no, COVID Ninja.
COVID Ninja. Yeah, COVID Ninja, and he knows it. Yeah. on the streets of Osaka. Osaka is standard, Japanese city. The streets are really small. They're like packed in with those tight alleyways.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm surprised they're having a tough time finding him.
Well, they have like 6 million people living there.
That's true.
They have those like mega structure malls where they go vertical instead of like horizontal. Like this guy could be anywhere.
Dude, he probably is in Japan has these hotels by airports where like people just live there. They're like manga hotels, they're called. Yeah. And like homeless people will tend to live there. They're just like the size of a closet.
They're not homeless if you got a home.
Oh yeah.
So homed people live there. People live there, we could say. I guess is the way to put it. You got another video for us?
Dude, you know that spot we want to go to? The wings?
Yeah, of course.
Someone sent me another video of said wings. And I think we've been topped here. I think we need to, if we go, we need to do something crazy. Just crushing beers.
Is it legal to drink in public
know.
in wherever this is? Nashville?
Yeah. Dude's just fucking crushing them.
That's a cool purple shirt he's got.
I wonder if there was a line that day, dude.
There's always a line. These guys are in line.
How many fucking beers is he on 4?
Yeah, that's kind of impressive. Kind of.
Yeah, it's impressive in like a fucking
down.
In a fucked up way, but
I'm like a frat bro kind of way.
5? Damn, he's drinking those fast.
Dude, it's a whole 6-pack. He looks like he's drunk.
I didn't have the sound on. I think he's saying some wacky shit.
I didn't come to Nashville for a haircut, baby.
I didn't come to Nashville for a haircut, baby. Heck yeah, brother. Look at all the chicks who were impressed.
Dude.
Look at this like little teenage boy who's like,
I want to be
I've
him.
just seen a real man for the first time in my life. Either that or maybe he's like me and he's like, cool, bro.
I feel like there should be a movie.
Look at that guy walking in the background like
he's like, what
really
the fuck?
impressed. Holy shit, he just pounded a 6-pack.
I want to see a movie where it opens with like this dude pounding a 6-pack and then it pans over to this kid and then it cuts to him like middle-aged being like, and that was the greatest moment of my life.
That's what I knew. I wanted to be a professional drinker. That's cool. It's a guy drinking a 6-pack real fast. I can't do that.
Me either. I can't, dude. I tried to shotgun a seltzer on a stream once, and I couldn't even do it.
Oh, I could shotgun a seltzer, no problem.
You want to do it?
No.
Oh.
Customer leaves a $16,000 tip on a $37 bill in New Hampshire.
Cool. Was it Jeff Bezos?
No, it wasn't Jeff Bezos. It's an anonymous restaurant patron who went to the Stumble Inn Bar and Grill in Loudonberry, New Hampshire. Apparently left $16,000 tip and just said, I love the staff here. I know you guys are working hard. I really want you to have this. The staff split it up evenly amongst the 8 people who were working there. Everybody working that night walked away with $2,000.
Damn.
What would you do if you got a $2,000 tip?
I don't even know.
It's a tip.
I would just be like
you were expecting to get like $40 or $80 that night and you got like $2,000.
If that hit me on a certain really like terrible night, I'd probably start crying. I'd probably be so happy. I'd be like, oh my God, what the fuck? Like, thank you, man. Like, I'd probably be really emotional.
Yeah, but what would you do with the money?
Oh, with the money?
And don't say pay your rent.
I mean,
don't say pay bills. Your rent and your bills are all paid for.
I would get, I don't know. I'd probably just put it in my savings and then like buy video games probably. Or like, I don't know. That's also a trip to Japan. If there's no COVID, I would probably like travel.
Yeah, that's what I would do. I would go on a trip somewhere. Maybe I'd go to, where I've always wanted to go? The Black Forest in Germany. Ooh. I want to see where all the fairy tales came from. Have you heard of that place?
No.
You should look it up sometime. It's like that traditional kind of spooky Hansel and Gretel type forest that inspired a lot of the Brothers Grimm fairy tales and famous fairy tales from Europe.
My vision of this podcast is like slowly it becomes just like Anthony Bourdain shit. Like we just go to these places and interview people. That was so
Someday.
hype.
That's going to be season 2.
Yeah.
Quarantine cast out of quarantine.
Yeah. No boundaries.
Unquarantined cast.
Unquarantined. Dude.
Speaking of going to Japan, and we mentioned the Tokyo Olympics earlier, the Tokyo Olympics for 2020 are trying to maintain social distancing guidelines throughout the games, especially for their athletes. 200 of the world's most premier athletes will be coming, not 200, athletes will be coming from 200 different countries. And you know, when you go to the Olympics, it's like, pardon my French, children out there, plug your ears. It's like a fuck fest.
Oh yeah, the what are they called? The Olympic Village or whatever. They all fuck each other because they're all like hot and jacked, and they're like, fuck it.
If you're into that kind of thing, you know, I see these Olympians and I'm like, ish, you ever heard of
Yeah, they're
makeup?
a little too jacked.
Yeah. A little too plain looking. These guys are like, y'all look like you just, I don't know. I'm trying to
ran
think.
a lap. I don't know.
Y'all look like you ran a lap.
Pumped some iron.
Y'all look like you've never heard of rock and roll before. No, I don't know what I'm talking about. Anyways,
I mean, Michael Phelps fucking took bong hits, so
that's true. Michael Phelps is cool. I take it all back. I'm just talking shit, grasping at straws to make fun of these Olympians who are far superior human beings than I will ever be.
Peak physical.
Yeah, I'm sitting here on the sidelines, the chubby guy with the wrestling shirt on, making fun of the world's finest humans. Anyways, Tokyo Olympic athletes are being warned not to use any of the 160,000 free condoms that are being handed out in the Olympic Village because Tokyo is so stringent on their COVID policy.
Okay.
They are like, please do not go within 6 feet of each other at all. And then people are asking like, yeah, but you have 160,000 free condoms available.
Yeah.
And the Olympic organizers are like, yeah, those are souvenirs. Don't use those. They've officially said that these condoms for the Olympics, 160,000 of them are souvenirs for them to take home, to remember their experience of not having sex at the Olympic Village.
I think a better souvenir would be like a Tenga or egg or some shit. Like, because like if I'm giving a condom, I'm like, hell yeah, we're getting into some.
Yeah, like years from now, I didn't win that gold medal. I didn't even place. It was embarrassing.
Does it have like the rings on it?
You're looking at the condom and you're like, yeah, but I'll always remember not getting any sex.
They're gonna have sex
at that Olympics.
I think they're all vaccinated.
Well.
Like they're gonna bone.
That's a funny story.
Real quick, do you think the Olympics are gonna happen? There's so much rumors that Japan's like, please just let us.
I think absolutely it'll happen because there's so much money riding on the Olympics, and not only on a corporate level, but like, you know, politics are involved because these countries are coordinating to participate in this competition. Yeah, I definitely think they're going to just force it to happen. Check this out. A CCTV company is offering a new service where they will monitor employees 24 hours a day with the ability to talk to them through a microphone. So
like a ring, like one of those like.
This is how it works. The company is called. Oh no, I can't find the name of the company. Doesn't matter because they're a terrible company. Anyways. Basically, shit. I print these stories out and then they always get cut off because there's so many like ads on all the pages.
That has been happening to me too. I feel like, remember back in the day when you were able to just like print a fucking web page like super easy?
Yeah, you can't do that anymore.
You can't do that anymore. I feel like maybe they set it up so you can't.
Like literally most of my page is blank and it's just cutting off information. Or like there's an ad here over where the article would be. So it's
I remember printing out like full game facts articles and I feel like you can't even do that anymore.
Yeah. But essentially this is a company from India and they will monitor your employees 24/7 from India. And if they see your employees doing anything wrong, the correspondent will get on a microphone and ask them what's happening. So they said that employees
those are going to get hacked immediately.
Employees who could be seen like taking something without paying for it could be yelled at. Another employee was talking to a guy for too long and the voice came on and asked like what the guy was doing there and they responded to the camera. oh, this is my friend. He's going to give me a ride home. There's another instance where apparently these guys came into a 7-Eleven with like an assault rifle and they started robbing the store. And the guy on the camera told them like, hey, get out of here. I just called the police. The police have been alerted. And that started raising all these alarms with security experts who were like, the silent alarm is silent for a reason.
Yeah.
You should not startle somebody with an assault rifle by shouting at them from out of nowhere, I've called the police.
I've heard of CCTV through those videos where those dudes like try to get revenge on those scammers.
Yeah.
So like I think those are like easily accessible too. I could totally see those getting hacked.
I also feel like this is just unethical and really bad for the employee's mental health to be constantly watched by not even your boss, somebody from a farmed out company in India, you know, like somebody you don't even know is just cracking the whip on you.
Oh, it's not. I thought it was reverse. Like I thought it was like an American dude was looking at the.
No.
Oh, it's reverse.
This company from India has somebody in India watching a computer screen 24/7, watching the employees at 7-Eleven or whatever convenience store. And if they do anything that goes against the expectations of the employer, that person in India gets on the microphone and asks them like, what are you doing?
I don't like that at all.
I don't like that either.
Also with like a 7-Eleven, is there like a issue with like seeing people's like credit card numbers?
I think there's all kinds of issues. I used to work at a Subway.
I was going to
back
say.
in, 2002, 2003. And the owner of that Subway did this. He installed a secret camera with a microphone in the store, and he would like yell at the employees for like taking breaks that were too long or doing this or doing that. And I just felt like it was a total violation of, you know, my privacy, because I guess I never had an assumed right to privacy working there, but I just felt like I didn't know that my boss would be watching me from his house, from his living room, doing God knows what while he's watching. It just seemed like, you know, being surveilled constantly is just like unnerving. I don't know.
Yeah, because like I feel like this is another kind of layer to this post-COVID thing where everyone's like quitting their jobs.
Yeah.
Like I feel like if you're adding shit like this, like people aren't going to want to work at McDonald's unless you pay them more.
I know the argument out there.
If you're like surveying them all day.
Somebody out there might be saying like, well, what's it matter? Like you're supposed to be doing your job anyways.
Yeah.
What do you care if like a supervisor is watching you? And I would say, you know, for me personally, I really don't care if a supervisor watches me. In fact, I would prefer to have a supervisor on hand available to like lend assistance, to communicate with, to build a relationship with, to maintain like a healthy work environment. I would love to have another person there. When I worked at Subway, what was so weird, by the way, is my boss was a freak. He was legitimately in and out of a mental hospital.
Yeah.
And I've told stories about this guy on the other podcast, on the Mega64 podcast, but he would come into work sometimes with a gun. That never happened when I was there, but there are all these stories about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just this idea of that guy watching us. And we never knew when he was watching us or when he wasn't watching us. It felt very pervasive. It felt like being under the eye of a peeping Tom. Also, because we knew there was a secret camera in the main room, but we didn't know where it was located, it made everybody paranoid that there were other cameras in the Subway.
Yeah, and like the bathroom and
which
shit.
literally made all of the female employees afraid to use that bathroom. Because none of them put it past that guy.
No,
watching them in the bathroom.
100%.
And I feel like having a nameless human in another country monitoring you that's not like a work relationship. That is kind of like a toxic relationship. I just think that's really unhealthy.
Also, it's like contracted out too, so they have no attachment to anything. Like that's just, When I used to work at City Bike, they would have an app that we had to download where it would give them your location 100% of the time.
Yeah.
And you could only clock in if you were in a certain area. And that felt like really, I guess, Orwellian to me. Like that shit was scary.
It is Orwellian and it is scary. And I will tell you why I think the problem is because that breeds a work culture where they will literally accept anybody and they'll accept the most garbage human beings, regardless of your rapport, regardless of your, I feel like more and more they are removing the humanity factor from the employment process.
Yeah, just make it robots, man. Like have the government give us do what New Zealand does, give a certain amount every month and make the shit robots. And if people want to work there, they can if they want to.
Yeah, I think if you can't get an employee, you can't get an employee who you trust.
Yeah.
If you can't get an employee who can meet your expectations as an employer, you need to get better employees or you need to become a better employer. You need to repair that work relationship and breed something healthy. I just feel like that's the ethical thing to do. If instead of doing that, you are implementing these, fail-safe factors where it's well, I'll put anybody here because I have the camera watching them and I pay a guy in India to yell at them if they do anything wrong. That's psychotic. And one of the things in this article that an expert was saying is this is a problem. This is a solution in search of a problem, essentially.
Yeah.
We never really had problems with employees at convenience stores in the past.
No.
It just seems like they're making shitty jobs even shittier.
Yeah, I think we're in that weird in-between phase of making it, robots. I think we're in that weird in-between phase.
Yeah.
And it sucks because I don't want people to be out of work because of, self-checkout or anything. But like I said, what is that thing that New Zealand does where they just pay people at a certain age?
Yeah, they just have a social program where I think they have a universal basic income program.
Yeah, we need to do that, and all the shitty jobs need to be whatever. Someone in the comments get real mad, but fuck it. I'm down to move on.
Hi guys, it's Grimes here. Why don't we have computers
I like
fix
British in your accent.
Why don't we have what? Oi, crikey, it's Grimes here. Where's Grimes from? She from Canada?
I think she's Canadian, yeah.
Yeah, I'll do a Canadian accent. Oi, it's Grimes here. Why don't we have computers fix global warming?
Because that's not a vibe.
We could do it, except the haters out there, they're not getting it.
Communism is so easy. All we need is robots.
All right, my last story is a uplifting, especially wholesome story. There's an elderly zoo penguin with arthritis gets shoes to provide relief.
I love that. Is there a photo?
There's a video which we don't have, but you can look it up for yourself.
Yeah.
Coming out of St. Louis, the St. Louis Zoo has a penguin named Enrique. I'm gonna put some spice on it.
Yeah.
Enrique.
I'm not gonna do it, but.
Who has arthritis and has been slowing down over the past years because it hurts his little penguin feet to walk around.
Pingu shit.
Yeah, so they gave him special shoes to make his feet soft. And it looks like he has little penguin sneakers on. It's literally an old man penguin with old man penguin sneakers.
He's in a tuxedo.
So he could it's like you're so old you wear a tuxedo with sneakers. Enrique's the old penguin and he's still kicking around. He's still entertaining the kids. He's just got some special shoes to help him do it.
I'm about to start my GoFundMe to get Enrique some Jordans.
He's over 30 years old. This penguin's almost as old as I am. I need to get special penguin shoes.
Yeah.
Them's the news stories for this
more
week.
videos. You're down.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay. Just want to look real quick. So this is my new favorite TikTok account that I found.
Okay.
And I'm afraid that he's going to start faking his videos, but this is the earliest one. And I think there's gold here. This is a TikTok account called Food Puncher.
Yo! Dude!
There he is. That's the Food Puncher.
That's the Food Puncher.
I love it. I can't tell if it's fake or not. The nacho cheese one seems so fucking real. Sorry, I just want to watch it again. This one, that guy's like, what the fuck? So shouts out Food Puncher. Should I keep going?
Yeah, let's
All right.
rapid fire.
This one's called Man Learns Different Language After Reacting to Thunder.
Rocky here, hey. Hey, slow down on the rocks, baby. It's dangerous in there. Oh my God, baby, the bloody London bot just missed you. Holy bloody mother of God, Jesus fucking my God, baby, come back. The London bot nearly hit ya. Oh my God, baby, you alright?
Where is he from?
I think he's Australian, but I like, oh my God, babe, are you all right? Turn, oh my God, bro, you all right?
Yeah, that's pretty good. That's what it reminded me of being in Scotland.
Yeah, he might be Scottish. I don't know.
Sometimes that accent is so thick. I'm thinking, are you even speaking English anymore?
Dude, that happens to me when I try to watch that, I don't remember the guy's name, but there's a comedian that has a show on Netflix. Every time I try to watch it, I'm like, I don't understand. I understand like 2 words.
With the subtitles on.
Yeah. Should I keep going?
Yeah, man.
Oh, dude. Gavin Newsom got attacked by a homeless person.
Oh, God.
This is just like kind of the aftermath of it. This shit was scary. Gavin Newsom, I've never seen him look more like a fucking like mob boss. You know, there's people chilling. At the
Where is this? Sacramento, San Francisco?
I think it's just downtown LA. This dude got fucking taken out.
Good in my head. Go for it, no problem. No problem, sir.
You attacked our governor!
And then look at so they took that guy out, and then like he's just surrounded by people, and they're like, "Oh, let's go for a fist bump." And this motherfucker's like, "Yo, don't get too close." Just ice that fool. They pan over to him. He's getting detained. Scary.
I guess. I mean, I'm not scared of a governor.
I don't know. His slicked back hair makes him look like a villain.
I guess he just looks like a politician. They're all villainous. They all look like that, except for Bernie.
Yeah.
And that's why you got Bernie Bros, because he's got the cool hair.
He's got that cool hair. You got those mittens. Oh, someone sent me this.
Hello, darling.
It's Quentin Tarantino.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Cool.
What do you think of it, by the way? Can you read it?
No, can I read it?
Read it.
Oh, rate? Oh, no, I wouldn't rate it. I wouldn't rate it, but it would be at the top. All right, I would say.
Quentin Tarantino signed her foot.
No words.
There you go. He fucking signed it.
Of course he did. That guy loves feet. Everybody knows that. He's got a foot fetish.
And that's all I got today.
That's like asking Ron Jeremy to sign your boob.
He's in jail.
Ron Jeremy is?
Yeah.
What's he in jail for? Don't tell me. I'll look it up later.
Yeah, you
and
might
cry. Believe it or not, I haven't stayed up on Ron Jeremy news.
Yeah.
Oh no, not the what'd they call him? The hedgehog?
I don't even know. Yeah, apparently.
Wait, are we thinking of the same guy? I'm thinking of the porn star.
Yeah,
who kind of looks like you.
Fuck, no, don't say that now, because he's very much in jail for heinous crimes.
Well, that means somebody needs to fill the job, Johnny.
That's what they call me, Long Dick Johnny. I'm here to fill the role.
Oh God. Well, on that note, I think we're gonna end this episode on a game of Street Fighter.
Oh shit. Okay. Let's do it. Fuck it.
All right, press start.
All
right, here we go, baby. Place your bets. Who's gonna win on this quarantine cast? Mega64antine Fighter 2 Showdown. You're seriously going with E-Honda?
I gotta go lame. You kick my ass every time.
All right. That's not true. Not when you're E-Honda. I haven't played this game in years. Look at this. I can't get this. He won't hit the move.
Oh shit.
He won't hit the move. There we go. There we go. Look, you're whooping my butt, dude. All right, I'm sorry.
Oh fuck. No, you got me in the loop. Fuck you with this shit.
No!
Yeah!
You can't be E-Honda anymore. It's too cheap. All right, don't use the 100 hand slap, like for once.
What the fuck? I'm gonna use everything in my arsenal here. Fuck you with this shit. What the fuck? I have to use it.
You're so cheap with that.
I don't even know what the fucking buttons are.
Oh, look at this shit. Look at this stupid hand.
Here it goes. Oh,
No,
bro.
you threw me.
Daigo shit.
Who would have thought Johnny would have won that round?
Justin Wong, hit me up. I'll give you some pointers.
That's bullshit. All right, well, that concludes our episode for Mega64antine.
Wait, did I win the video the board games championship?
No. What?
Fuck. All right,
What are you
mind.
talking about?
Never mind.
Do you know something I don't? This you just literally ground the whole show to a halt by asking me a random question and then shutting up all awkwardly.
I was wondering if it was like an open challenge situation where, like, you know, you're a defending championship.
How would one random game of Street Fighter make you board game champ? What board game did we play, Johnny? What board game? After the fact, are you now Stanley Cup champion as well? Are you WWE heavyweight champion of the world? Are we just playing Street Fighter and then after the fact asking if unrelated titles have changed hands? I don't think so.
Okay.
Nice try. Anyways, back to ending the show.
Okay.
Johnny is today's champion, so you know what? He wishes he was board game champion.
I wish. I want that fucking trophy.
Life isn't that easy, Johnny.
Oh,
you have
man.
to really train and try hard. To be the best, you have to beat the best. You can follow this guy. I'll do your promos for you.
Yeah, do it.
At catboy_slim on OnlyFans, Pornhub, and angelfire.com. You can follow me at Derek Acosta only on Instagram. I'm not on any of these freak websites like this guy. And that's our episode. Next week, we're going to be talking to the man himself, Kevin Steinhauser from Math the Band, Johnny's favorite band of all time. We're going to talk about all kinds of crazy stuff. So tune in. And we're finally going to get to the bottom of what the heck is Flange Factory 5. It's very confusing. Tune in next week. You're going to find out all about it. That's our episode for this week. We love you. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye.